Hello, everybody. What's going on? My name is Flavio, and you guys are watching the House of Collectibles. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Today, we have a new figure just released, and I just got it. I cannot wait to crack this bad boy open because this is none other than Paz Vizsla, aka Heavy Mandalorian, which was once released already once before from season 1, but this is the reissue 2.0, so to speak, just because we got the new frisbee shield here. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure this is just a reissue. I don't think there's going to be much changes to this guy. I really can't speak to that because I don't have the original figure. But if you guys can catch anything while you guys are watching, please do point out in the comments below and let me know, and let the rest of us know, just so we are aware of the changes. But yes, I'm very, very excited to get this bad boy open here. So we are definitely going to take a look at that. The box here, pretty self-explanatory. Hot Toys box for Star Wars releases. Nothing crazy here. You have the figures image here right up above in the center. Star Wars in the nice foil font there. And actually this image here for the release is different compared to the original one, because I think the original one, he was holding his big heavy machine blaster like he is there. So they kind of just switched it up, but they wanted to show off that shield once again. Down below, you have the usual cigar banner wrapping all around the box here, but it is done in a nice blue and yellow colorway here. And I love that because it just plays off of the figure. He's blue and yellow. I really love that. You got TMS 097, Paz Vizsla this time, not Heavy Infantry Mando, 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the side, you have another brute image here of Paz, and then on the side you have TMS 097 once again. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what's up. All right, and the insert that we have here is very, very dope. I like it. You got a nice action pose here with Paz Vizsla holding the big machine blaster here, and he's just shooting off out to his enemies. But up here in the corner, I really love the addition of that mythosaur graffiti style image that they have here in the corner, just to represent you know, just the lore that him and all of the other Mandalorians share with the mythosaur that we did see very briefly in season 3. So I like that they added that there compared to the original release. Again, I don't know what the insert looked like before, but just showing this one looks very, very nice. And when you pop that off, you are welcomed with your figure in your clamshell here. And I know you guys can't tell, but this guy already feels heavy. When you pop the clam tray off, you are greeted with Paz Vizsla himself. And we're just gonna do a quick first hands look, and yeah, he's beefy. Do be careful with your jetpack there. Yep, he is a big boy, not gonna lie. The pictures do not do it justice. He is a heavy figure, and he looks very, very dope. We're going to set him aside, and we're going to take everything out with the accessories that he comes with and see what you guys get. As we move over to the accessories here, Looking at the base first, guys, very nice. Nothing crazy, nothing that we haven't seen before here, but it is done nicely. We have the Star Wars great style flooring here, done in a nice gunmetal, and on the high spots, you have kind of the silver dry brushing over the top to replicate scratches in the ground. Nothing crazy there. It does have a screw top bottom here for the flight pole, and the flight pole is a little thicker. So I'm assuming that's to carry the weight of this heavy Mando, and you are also given a waist clamp as well. You guys get 6 hands here, and I'm pretty sure these are the same hands that you got before. Guys, looking at everything so far already and the figure, I'm pretty sure this is a straight reissue, and they just added the frisbee to throw it in. I was hoping for like minor updates, but not even. I don't think so, and I'll tell you a little bit why here in a second. But the hands are done very, very nicely. No complaints here. I love the sculpt work for the glove itself. It looks nice and texturized, like if it would be a real leather glove. I mean, just look at the saluting hand, all of the ripples under where the knuckles and all of that would be. It's done very nicely. There's kind of like almost like a copper wash over the top too. I don't know if you guys can tell, but for the most part, it's just a regular black glove. And on the backs, you have, for one side, you have the brown armor plates on the back here. And these are done very nicely. They're done like in a chocolate brown, but in the low spots, you will have, a darker wash here for the dirt and grime in the crevices. And then you have a silver dry brush speckling over the top for the scratching on the actual Durasteel itself. But for the blue ones here, they kind of have like, a blood splatter design. Not sure. This guy's punching very, very hard. He's really breaking noses, so he's going to have blood on the back of his hands, but it's all on the blue ones. And that's kind of probably just to mess around with the color tones here and just to kind of give it a little bit of extra oomph. But the blue is done very nicely. You got kind of like a blood streaking over the top, but then also in the low spots as well, you have kind of like a dark black, almost oil staining in the crevices there, just to show you that this guy is dirty and he ain't playing on the battlefield. But yeah, you got pretty much, this is like your gesturing hand, I would say, and that's kind of to replicate the season 1 look where he's saluting to Mando in the air when he's flying. And then you have this one's, I'm sure, to hold his blaster, and then you got 2 to hold the vibroblade, I do believe. Oops, and I lost one. But yeah, those are the hands. Those are pretty cool. Nothing crazy there. You do also get the big blaster, and guys, from the minute I seen the figure and I seen the character on the show with the big blaster, I was just like, this guy means business. So when I knew Hot Toys made a figure of him, I was like, wow, how is the blaster gonna look? Guys, amazing. It looks so sick, and I think it's pretty much the same from the first release. Again, it does come with a real working shoulder strap harness here, done in pleather. You got real metal clips holding it to the weapon itself. This one is sculpted, but it looks very real. You got a pleather strap here. Not sure if this is gonna get messed up over time just because of how thin it is. It's pretty padded here for the shoulder, and you got double stitching there on either side, but depending on your condition and where your area is at, you might want to be careful with this. But yeah, the sculpt itself looks so cool, guys. It's a big gun. You got 3 barrels here, with the boring all around the barrels. You got, I love this, like, kind of like almost like a cobalt blue, and then like a purplish blue here up top, and you got the heat treatment all around him, just so you can tell this bad boy was fired. I am in love with this thing, guys. It has a bendable hose here, and this is so that you could plug it in to the jetpack from the back, and you can just maneuver that however you want. It is done in, you know, like matching gunmetal as well, but you can also see kind of like silver dry brushing over the top, just to bring the piece to life a little bit more. And all over here with the gun itself, it's done in a nice gunmetal. Certain points here do have copper. In the crevices, you do have washes as well. And I left this foam here just so you can see how nice Hot Toys packs things when they ship them. And look at that. They just wanted to make sure that the clearance of that did not break through transit. Always appreciate them. You do have moving parts here on the blaster itself. Up top here for the handle, it can go to about 90 degrees, and that's so he can hold it properly, and this can also will swing back as well. You also have the handle here, which it says that, you know, it moves about 135 degrees, and that's pretty cool. That's also so you can get the angle of how he's going to hold the weapon itself. But other than that, no complaints. I really like the way this thing looks. And we are also going to look now at the jetpack. And the jetpack is, once again, beautiful, just like the first time. I love the construction yellow colorway that they kind of have here, bouncing off with the blue of the character. I think it just goes together, but you have gunmetal all over the top here for the top portion of the blaster. You do have dry brushing all over the place within this piece. You have scraping, chipping on the yellow itself, revealing the Durasteel below. You have the nice level of heat treatment here as well down here for the rockets, which you can also peg these in, and that looks very nice, and it looks very true. I like that little hint of red that they got there for that one pipe, that who knows what it's servicing in this jetpack. I think this is where you peg the blaster on. I'm not too much of a fan of that. I think it's the same way as the original release, and that is why I think that it is a 100% reissue. I thought they would have done minor updates to the figure, but I was wrong, and we are SOL'd. And also here on the back, as you can see, no magnets, guys. I was expecting, even just for the smallest update, I was expecting to have the magnets. Hot Toys expects you to clip these onto the clear small plastic pegs that are on the back of Paz Vizsla's armor, which is a nightmare, guys. Really, really egregious thing. I was just hoping that even at the smallest update they would have did that and did the magnets. That's was one of the big things that I was looking forward to, but they didn't do that. Anyways, moving on. Other than that, looks amazing. When I turned it around, it made me realize how much detail is on the bottom of this thing. Look at the copper all in there, and you can see kind of the overwash of a blue of some sort. It looks really, really good. I like this thing. And then right down there in the middle is where you will plug in the hose for your blaster. Anyways, moving on. This is the special edition piece. This is so lackluster here. Not even gonna lie. We knew this when the announcement went up, that this was just kind of compensational throw-in piece, just for them to be able to throw the reissue out there, or renaming the figure just to Paz Vizsla from Heavy Mando. But what are you gonna do? You get what you get. You collect what you want to collect. We all have an option here. I definitely wanted a Heavy Mando because I'm collecting Mando deeply, and I definitely needed him in the display. But here is the shield that you get, that we see him use in season 3. It does clamp on to where the hose is on the one side of his arm, and we'll look at that here later with him on. But other than that, guys, it's just a clear piece of plastic, kind of just like the Mark 85 plastic shield that you guys got for that. You kind of have some like designs of line work in here, just to showing that it's emanating from the middle of the device and going outwards. So nonetheless, it is executed properly, done right. I mean, you know, what else, you know, could they have done? They could have done more, but with this piece, you know, it looks like it did in the show for the most part. And then off to the end on the edges, you kind of have like a nice light spraying of a white, kind of just to showing you that it stops from that point and just, you know, pulses within itself, making a shield. You do have the piece of the armor on the back, the yellow clip that goes on to the actual armor itself, but that is the special edition piece, guys. And then lastly, you do get the vibro blade. This thing is really cool. I was really surprised on how long it was. I was expecting it to be, you know, a normal size blade. This thing looks like a sword to me, guys, but I guess in his hand, it's much smaller because he's 10 times bigger than us. But done very nicely silver gunmetal, dark gray, and then you have the kind of like the yellow, construction yellow for the handle here with a small hint of silver, and you have scratching and dry brushing over the top, revealing the gunmetal below the paint job there, and no complaints there at all. So now that we looked at the accessories, guys, we're going to take a look at Paz Vizsla himself and see what he's about. All right, guys, and here you have Paz Vizsla himself. He looks very cool. I love the paint job on this figure. This character, he's very different from all the other Mandalorians. You know, the colorways are very bright, poppy in your face, and I think that's what works for this, guys. You have the nice blue with the yellow contrasting. Can't beat that. Looking up top though at the head sculpt, I love how he has, you know, the little antenna there on his bucket. His design is pretty much, you know, very Mando, but very different in its own way, with, you know, those two key points like that up top there. Looks very sick. Shoulder pads asymmetrical on this side. You can see that the design is different from the other, and on this side we have the mythosaur symbol there on the one side. Tons of damage, battle damage all over here. This guy is weathered to the nines. He has scratches, nicks, dents, and you can see all of that Beskar steel popping through the paint job, and that is really cool. It brings it to life. But, you know, under the armor itself, he has a flight suit. It's a kind of like a two-way flight suit. He has multiple layers, but the base layer is done in this kind of like this gray flight suit with the white accent stitching all the way through, which is pretty cool. You can see the stitching down there as well. And on the, he also has kind of like another layer to that flight suit. It's kind of like a cream, almost like a flight jacket almost over that. And dropping down here, as you see the chest, he kind of has like a little, I don't know if that's almost like a mic or like a field mic or something that, you know, he has, but right here in the front, you got the, you know, normal symbol that you got on the chest plates, or the design for most of the Mandalorian armor. Look at the scratches and high points here, and nicks and dents there as well. Going down over to the abdomen plate, it kind of like is a two-piece kind of thing, but it's all one. I think these pieces all kind of like Velcro or clip on. He has the utility belt, really nice pop here. You got a little change of colors with the brown, kind of the natural muted colors. And this is all sculpted. That is really cool, because you would think that these are real like pleather pouches that he has, but they look so real. They look like real leather. Still don't understand why Hot Toys uses pleather when they can sculpt stuff this nicely, but all the way around. And then this is an actual pleather piece here that's not sculpted. I think that Velcro's on. But yeah, he's got a pretty thick belt. He's got nice pops of color here with the silver, kind of have like a little gold for these buttons there, and copper down here as well. That's crazy though. Like, even that piece is sculpted as well. I'm almost positive. Okay, I'm not sure. I think these are pleather. These are pleather. These pieces are sculpted under there, but it looks so real that you would think that this and this are both sculpted. Like, but I had to really press. I think what they did was they slid that piece behind, but you can see that the belt there, the pleather, that strap comes around the actual sculpted piece. So anyways, my mistake. Moving on down here, you got more blue for the thigh armor. This is bugging me straight out of the box. I don't know why, but mine, I feel like one's higher than the other, and I don't think it's supposed to be like that, because it's supposed to be straight for the thigh armor, as you can see. But I did that, and if you turn this sideways, this thing just like slides down. They're supposed to free float, but I don't know why my undershorts now, one side looks higher than the other, and it's bugging me. But I'm gonna try to get over that, because he still looks dope. And down to the asymmetrical shin guards here, with one side being yellow with the construction, you know, yellow colorway, and then down here, asymmetrical on his knee. You have yellow, blue, down to his ankle, yellow again. And the boots sculpted again, and he has kind of like toe covers here, and these kind of remind me of the armorers, because I think the armor had ones like these, but they were obviously copper for her, designed to her character. But yeah, this guy is really done nicely. He has kind of like this skirt piece on the back there. Look at the sculpting here for the flamethrower design here, and this thing is awesome. Kind of just got to be careful, you don't want to bend there, but you can see the heat treatment there on the end of the barrel for the flamethrower, as it would be sizzling hot. And this piece is the tube that comes out for that, and this is just slid in there. It's a faux cable, but yep, you can just slide that all the way up, tuck that in, and give the illusion that this is being powered back to the jetpack here. But yeah, as you guys can see on the back there, you got those clear clips where they want you to hook on the jetpack. That sucks, because they could have just easily re-sculpted just this back piece, or I guess the whole chest piece, just for that. And yep, cost money obviously, so that's probably why we didn't get it. But just be careful when you peg that jetpack on, so you don't break those. But yeah, guys, that is the Paz Vizsla figure here. He's pretty limited too on articulation, I'm not even gonna lie. We'll do the articulation right now, but he's pretty limited. He's just he's on a heavier body, and he has tons of layers to contend with on top of being an armored figure. Probably not going to get a lot of movement out of this guy, but you just got to, you know, be as careful as possible when you do articulate it. The head sculpt is on a double ball peg. I think there's a ball peg at the bottom and the top of the helmet. It goes up pretty good. So if you want to do like a flying pose and down as well, I feel like the head is the least impacted for the articulation. This thing has like move all the way around, no restrictions, and the arms are on ratchet joints. So but honestly, like I was pulling there for it's a stiff brand new figure too, so that's probably one of the reasons, but that's as comfortable as I'll go right there for the arms. I think you guys just got to mess with it. You might be able to get one more click, but you're not going to get much. The waist does have, I'd say, about one click. It's just a B to get back and forth, so I'm not going to do that because, you know, out of the box I was messing around with it, seeing what it could do, but you can get one click from under the belt line. I would say the best thing that I did was holding it like kind of like from the back and kind of just like forcing, you know, the click from the bottom here, because I think it's at the waist. But again, very stiff. I'm not going to mess with it. The legs, as you can see, they have about, I'd say, one click. Like, look at that. Like, well, put it straight again, but that's pretty much as far as, you know, I'm moving him forward there for the leg. It is on a ratchet joint. Once again, you can go equally to the back as well, like that. But yeah, you can swivel at the top of the thigh just to mess around and maybe get a little bit more movement in that for the leg, but it's pretty limited. He's got ratchet joints out to the outside there for the leg as well, as you guys can hear that, and ratcheted in the knee as well. So I mean, he's going to be able to hold poses. Is going to be the really good thing about this figure, but he's going to be limited in the same sense. Knee will probably go right there to about 90, and like I said, you have the swivel at the upper knee. Again, these are all free-floating pieces, so you just have to contend with them when you articulate the figure. But down here, this piece kind of slides up as you move it, and it is a a split cut boot design. So, you know, you got a good level of articulation there for the feet forward and back, and you got a ton of ankle rock, and yeah, no complaints there. I would say mainly the thing that sucks is, you know, contending with that fat suit down here, or that padding for the waist and torso area, getting him to articulate there. But other than that, guys, no complaints. The shoulders do shrug up and down. I did forget to mention that, and go forward and back like that as well, like usual. And you have the normal 1/6 scale wrist peg there for the hand. I love this piece here as well. This reminds me of the nozzle there for Boba Fett's gauntlet that we usually see, but I like that pop of red there. But yeah, guys, that was looking at Paz Vizsla and the articulation. I was going to do a pose, but I don't have too much time, and this guy's limited, so do stay tuned. And I will be posting pictures and maybe short for this guy in the collection. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for more videos, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.